Hello, I'm Rick Barclay, and I'm with Piano Clubhouse, and today we're going to learn the theme for Green Acres. It was a hit TV show, a sitcom during the mid-60s into the early 70s, and this was written by Vic Mizzy, who also wrote the Addams Family theme that we've learned in another lesson. So, it's in actually two different keys. When Eddie Arnold does his part, his is in the key of D, which is D, E, F sharp, S sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. Okay, and then when Zsa Zsa Gabor comes in, she's in the key of G, which is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. Okay, so let's get started. It has an intro that repeats twice before any of the singing comes in. And we're going to kind of basically molt some of this stuff with both hands. When we need molting, both of them are going to play the same part. Okay, so the front of it is going to be D, F sharp, and then a kind of a brief rest, and then A, B, A, and then we'll do a chord at that point. So both hands are going to do that. And this is in cut time, which means basically a fast 4. So that's how the rhythm goes. 1 E, a 2, and if we're thinking in 2, like a 2-2, or if we're doing a fast 4, it'd be 1 and 2 and 3, 4, like that. So let's think it in terms of more of like a cut time of a 2-2. So 1 E, a 2, and then here's going to be our chord. It's a D chord, so I'll hit down low with D's in the bass, and then F sharp, A, and D up on the top. So that's on 2-3, or in this case, 1 and 2, thinking in terms of cut time. Then it goes back and does the same thing again like we did at the first measure. And this time we're doing an A triad. A, E, A, C sharp, and E. And then again it's 1 and 2, like that. Okay? Those 4 measures again. 1 E, a 2, and 1 and 2, and 1 and 1 and 2. Now we're ready for new information. Okay, now what that is, the right hand is D, F sharp, brief rest, A, B, A, and then you move your hand to G, B, D, E, D, move your hand again, A, F sharp, G, E, D, and then we're going to do a chord at that point. Left hand is basically marking downbeats, and so D's, octave D's, then it's going to be, this is basically kind of a D over F sharp chord. So we're going to do F sharps in our bass, then G's in our bass, and then G sharp in our bass on each downbeat. So we're walking up, once we get to the F sharp, we're walking up chromatically, and finally to the A, D. So I'll do it slow. 1, 2, and we're back to that basically chord again. Okay, a little bit faster. Okay, and if you have to, do it again, in 4/4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Sorry, played wrong note. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, now it repeats this again. So the intro one more time, that whole section. Singing. This actually goes a little bit faster than what we're taking at this point, but we're going to kind of keep it at a moderate pace, medium pace, so that it's doable for learning. And then as you feel more comfortable, you can speed it up. Okay, so Eddie Arnold comes in singing now. The melody is a D, D, A, F sharp, D, C sharp, A. Okay, do that again. 1, 2, 1, and 2, and 1, 2, and. Okay, and we're going to basically doing oompa oompa type of accompaniment with our basically the inside of our right hand, and then our left hand is basically doing kind of fifth type things, and then occasionally it's also going to be doing some octaves. So in this instance with the D triad, okay, so what happened on the first is I'm doing 1 and 2 and between the D and the A, and then the upbeats on the ands, I'm going to, since I'm holding this D up here, I'm going to play the rest of the triad, the chord down here, my rest of my fingers in my right hand doing the upbeats on the and. So it's D, F sharp, and A. Like that. Okay, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. So when you get to that part where the more notes are singing, you're going to not continue the umpas, but play the melody as you walk down. But the left hand will continue doing 1 and 2 and with D, A, D, A. Okay, now we're ready for basically an A. Okay, that is going to be C sharp, and then A's in the bass. And you can do octaves if you want, or you can do the fifth thing. And when you're holding on to this note, which was the A on the top, E, C sharp, you can do that where the E and the C sharp are the umpas again on the upbeats. Okay, all that again one more time. Okay, now this is still part of the A triad. So C sharp, and then it's A and E, and I'm doing the octaves down here. And again, if you want to do between E and A, you can. So my umpas were these notes right here, the E and the A, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and then you walk, basically, I'm sorry, I played wrong note. Should have been that G there, not the F sharp. Okay, so that was C sharp, A, G, E, and then we're going back to the D chord at that point. So, okay, in the right hand, D, 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 octave. And then again, we can continue with that oompa oompa ands with the D, F sharp, A. Okay, so again, 1 and 2 and between the D and the A. Okay, now continue on with, here's where the melody changes. So it's D, A, F sharp, D, G, B, D. So it's a G sharp diminish that happens at that point. So we're continue that toggle back and forth between the D and the A as you walk down the melody. Now it's D octaves, or G octaves, sorry. And you can do the oompa again right here, G sharp and B as you're holding on to that D. And the G sharps toggling back and forth, left hand octaves. Okay, now at this point the melody is A, F sharp, and then 2A, F sharp, and again A, 2 A's, to G, F sharp, E, D. Left hand is basically going to be walking up. Okay, and we can do it up higher if you want. Instead of being way down here. That'll probably work better if you do it like that. So A octave A's, 1 and then 2 and is B's. And then the next measure is going to be E, B, and then back to A, A. Basically for this little walk down so that we can change keys for Jaja going into G. Okay, so what that was at that point was you're holding on to that D and you're going to walk down with the octaves again in the bass of D's, C's, B's, and A's. And all along while you're hitting upbeats on the F sharp and the A for a couple of them, this measure you're going to do B and G as you're doing this one, and then when you get to the A in the bass, you'll go back to F sharp and A. Okay, and then play all that. Okay, see it, bop, 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 while you're holding on to the D. Okay, So let's go back to Eddie's part, kind of put this together before we go on to Jaja's. Now we're ready for the key of G. Way up here on the top, because Jaja's singing, female parts, so we had to shift keys, so that's more in her range. So female-wise, she would be singing in that octave. In the keyboard, we could play it down here, but you're going to find out that it's going to kind of muddy things around a little bit. So we're going to keep it up here in this octave. So G, G, D, B, G, F sharp, D, D.